Time Life is back after a 40-year hiatus to offer you a compilation set of your favorite songs from the hit internet entertainment business news show News Time, as hosted by Chad White, with your favorite songs and parodies of your favorite songs, including the hot commodity News Time theme song.
This is the part where it sounds like Rocky.
And who could forget the oh-so-late Hamilton parody?
I'ma head straight to prime time. I want to brag because Dag, I've been doing this for some time. Late night needs a new face.
That's right. All of your favorite songs in one place. Yeah, who could have thought that this would be a thing? You could buy this for one low payment of $600. That's right, that's one low payment of $600, and you can have these CDs that this guy burned in his apartment. All right, buy it now!
It's News Time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Music for Sale. Get your music for sale, news you didn't know about. Let's forget the fact that this episode is a week late, and let's also forget that it was supposed to be the Halloween episode. I had this cold open with me dressed as Winston from New Girl and Nova basically being Ferguson. It's the same relationship. We are the same, Winston and I. But I had to throw that idea out because I'm late. Call me the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. What was his name? Duck? Who cares? Instead, you're getting an episode about musicians selling their own rights to their own music. Essentially, every old rock star you know is doing it right now. It's like the weed in the 70s, or the cocaine in the 80s, or the overdosing in the 90s. There's always a trend. Usually, an artist will keep important things like the masters for their songs so that they can be in control of their own music. They know where it's going to play, on what platform, and they can make the most money from it. More recently, there's been a movement for ownership of one's catalog. Just look at Taylor Swift taking on Scooter Braun and Peloton that one time. But as artists get older and as they tour less and less, the ownership of their own music is less important than having money for the future. Take Bob Dylan, for instance. This time last year, he sold his entire catalog to Universal Music Publishing Group. That's 600 songs spanning across an almost 60-year career. That deal is valued at over $300 million. The week prior, Stevie Nicks sold 80% of her music to Primary Wave. Bruce Springsteen just dumped his music off to Sony. Besides getting ready for the future of buying gargantuan homes or setting up future heirs for success, another reason for musicians to sell their catalogs involves the actual valuation of music. Years ago, the only way to make music was to tour. To make money was to tour. Not music, but you can make music and tour. Now, artists can have their songs synonymous with commercial brands or featured in a popular TV show. Any way you put it, it's all big time exposure. And it's more money than they'll ever see out of the streaming, which is like none. By the way, I tried to find B-roll of an episode of News Time to overlay during that last sentence, but couldn't remember which of the episodes of the show or the Constitutionals podcast I talked about how artists don't make money from streaming. Oh, this show's got to end soon. When album sales can't cut it anymore, artists enter a bull market for selling songs. Musicians' actual music is a hot commodity. Streaming revenue for 2019 landed a little past $10 billion, with services like Spotify taking in a majority of the cash. These are places where they can even see which older songs are doing well and place them in people's rotations more, causing that song to be worth more than it was prior. Catalogs are worth 10 times more than they ever were. Decades-old songs are worth more than they were pre-pandemic. Additionally, outside factors contribute to sales. Low interest rates and high taxes on the rich put musicians in a position where they need to dump their music so they can afford all those nice, what do they like, pinky rings? Then there's court arbitration that comes after an artist dies without setting up a will. Prince's poor estate planning is the most litigated music court topic ever, and I just made that statistic up. Selling a music catalog is prime business. This is doubly so if you're an aged singer with not much else going on right now. After touring dries up, you start to think about how you were screwed out of that first contract. Now you want payback in the form of getting paid back. Can you really be mad about that? Listen, if you really are mad, why don't you subscribe and check out one of our other videos? Of course, you can head to the website cpluscomedy.com, where there are so many interviews with your favorite comedians. You'll go, I can't wait till they sell their comedy catalogs to not do these interviews anymore. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at cpluscomedy. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast literally wherever you get your podcast, at least the major providers. And looks like I gotta get in connections with who's a famous singer whose catalog I want to buy. I don't know, Stevie Wonder.